is Yasmin. He is Umar. He was born on 15 September. We are from Sirsi, Karnataka. And soon after birth he cried and he had some breathing issue. After that his breathing stopped and immediately was shifted to NICU because of less facilities and in our hometown. The doctor said that baby has to immediately taken to some further center. On the 10th day of our baby's life, we immediately from Shimoga, we rushed to Bangalore, Manipal Hospital.
I am going to tell you about baby of Yasmin who was a newborn and who had a tough journey in the initial days of life. Child was having some swallowing problem and also a neurological problem. So we did a lot of investigation to figure out and found to have a rare neurological problem where there is a problem with swallowing as well. The main problem here finally was a swallowing issue which was causing child to aspirate the feeds, and child was in neonatal ICU for a very long time and we were not able to wean the child off. So then we decided to put a gastrostomy tube where we will bypass the feeding part. So we directly feed the child into the stomach through a tube placed on the abdomen.
They said nothing to be worried, they'll take care of the baby, and they did endoscopy and laryngomalacia was diagnosed. After laryngomalacia was diagnosed, it was a mild in first early weeks. After 2 weeks it got worsened. Baby was on NG tube feedings from the birth itself.
This is a endoscopic procedure. Only few centers are able to do it for a very small child like this, and we need to be clearly aware of why we are doing and what are the outcomes and how child will do subsequent to that. There was a lot of resistance from the parents initially because it is something unnatural, like we are bypassing the natural way of feeding, and parents were not acceptable, and it took a couple of weeks for them to really accept this. Subsequently, we were able to convince and we did this procedure. So it's an endoscopic procedure and done under general anesthesia. Procedure went well because of our good team of anesthesiologists and the ENT surgeons and the NICU team.
Baby was on oxygen support in NICU for all those months, November, December, and finally in January his condition got worsened because the nutrition was not going, as he was on CPAP, so his feed was lessened. Baby sometimes used to go on ventilators, so feed used to stop. So proper nutrition was not going on, and the decision was taken at last of gastrostomy.
Very luckily and interestingly, child started doing well. The feeds went through the gastrostomy tube, and child came out of the NICU. The breathing problem improved, and over a period of time we were able to discharge the child as well, and child went home happily.
After gastrostomy, I felt that it was a wrong decision that I delayed of gastrostomy because it helped my baby for nutrition purpose.
We have seen the child after a couple of months, and child is growing well, and child is able to do some swallowing through the mouth. And now we are thinking to completely wean back the child to oral swallowing and over a period of time to remove the gastrostomy tube.
Baby was still on full feeds, no feed were stopped, no, baby was not in any NPO. Because of that PEG tube, always the feeds were going and the nutrition was always reaching the baby, and I felt that the support which we given for baby for gastrostomy, that helped us a lot. My baby is now 5.5 kg, as he was not crossing 3 kgs in beginning. Now after some months he is now 5.5 kg. His growth is continuing.
So gastrostomy tube is a special tube where we give feeding through the stomach directly, and it is given for children who are not able to swallow because of various reasons. Majority of the instances it is temporary. We train the child to swallow subsequently and they come out of the gastrostomy tube. It's a great boon for children who are having these neurological and swallowing problems, and they do extremely well, and there should not be any undue fear regarding gastrostomy tube feeding. And it takes care of the nutrition part, and this child is a living example how things can be very smooth and do good for the child, and parents should accept it as and when it is required, as and when it is recommended.
I request any parents, so don't be reluctant and don't be too late like me. said no for that. I'm very happy with this support now. My baby is growing, he's going through leading a healthy life with that.
Among the cases, like we know that premature birth can have a lot of neurological problems in some instances. So up to 10% of all births are premature these days. It is just a simple needle hole, and through that we are able to deliver this G tube. And it's a technically it's a challenging one, but cosmetically and aesthetically it is, and also from the risk of anesthesia and other related surgical risks, it is very convenient and good for the patient. And we are able to do it regularly, even for the smallest of the small child, where many centers are not able to do because of other logistic and other challenges.
I thank Dr. Shrikant, then Dr. E.V. Raman for that tracheostomy and everything. Manipal Center helped us a lot. It's like a family to us now, and I thank everyone.